Hi, I'm Katie. I work for North Lincolnshire Council as part of the libraries team, and today I'm going to tell you about your air fryer that you'll receive as part of the Household Support Fund. So you'll receive one of two air fryers, either a Philips air fryer or a Logic air fryer, and today I'm going to talk to you about how the air fryer works, some benefits of using the air fryer, some safety tips, and also some top tips. So the first thing I need to tell you is actually an air fryer doesn't actually fry at all. It's like a mini oven, and it works by blowing hot air around each of the drawers. So you can cook anything in it actually. You can use it for baking, roasting, grilling, reheating, even defrosting. So it's got there's multiple uses for it. So we're going to look at the Philips air fryer first, and the first thing to note, on the back of this air fryer you do have a little bit here that you can wind your cable around to keep it secure. So that will also remind you that your air fryer shouldn't be placed too close to the wall, and we'll talk about that in the safety tips. So plug your air fryer in. So this button switches your air fryer on, and you'll see the screen will light up. These are the preset functions, but we're going to look at the basic function first. So we can press the temperature button. It's preset to 180 degrees, but you can adjust this by using the arrows. So you can reduce it, it goes down by 5 degrees at a time, or increase it. Once you've got the temperature that you need, you simply press the clock, and that will give you your time setting. It's preset to 20 minutes. Again, you use the same arrows, and you can just press those and it will move up by 1 minute at a time, or down and again by 1 minute at a time. When you've found the temperature and the time that you need, you simply press the little arrow, it looks like a play button, and that will start your air fryer. If you need to pause it for any reason, you press that button again. Press to restart. If you want to open the drawer to look at what you're cooking, the time will stop automatically and restart when you put the drawer in. So now let's have a look at the preset buttons. The preset buttons around the outside, the picture shows you what the preset is for. So if we take the chicken one for example, press the little chicken leg, and the temperature is preset to 180 degrees and the time is preset to 21 minutes, and you just press the start button. Now we're going to look at the Logic air fryer. So the Logic air fryer doesn't have the cable tie on the back, but of course you still need to make sure it's got some space behind it. The Logic air fryer does actually come with a very small manual with some basic instructions in, so you do have a basic guide with this one. But I'll show you on here how you use it. So as soon as it's plugged in, a little red light will show on the front, and if you just press that, then you will be able to see all of the controls. So just the same as the Philips, this one has controls that you can choose yourself or preset buttons. So we'll look at the controls first. So just gone to sleep, we'll switch it back on. So it's automatically set to 180 degrees and 15 minutes, this one. So if you want to adjust the temperature, there again are arrows on this side, and you just press the arrows and you can move it up or down, again by 5 degrees at a time. And then for the time, you use the arrows on this side, so it's preset to 15 minutes, and you can move it up 1 minute at a time or down 1 minute at a time. Once you've got the temperature and the time that you need, you just press the button that was previously lit up red, and the air fryer will start automatically. Just as with the Philips one, you can pause it, and again it will pause when the drawer is removed. Now we'll have a look at the preset buttons. So on this model, the pictures of the different presets across the top, those aren't touch buttons on this model, you need to use the little button at the side with the lines on. You press that button and your preset mode will flash. So at the moment it's flashing on chips, and that is preset to 18 minutes at a temperature of 200. And again, you just simply press the start button and the preset mode will light up to remind you how you've got it set. So that's a little bit about how both the air fryers work. Now I'm going to tell you about how to make sure you use them safely. So the most important thing to remember is that because the air fryer works by pumping hot air, it's got to go out somewhere, and both air fryers have a vent at the back which the hot air is blown out from. So it's really important that when you use them, you leave space around them, particularly behind them. It's also important that you don't have anything on top of them as well, because that could be a fire hazard. Inside the drawer, you may have seen that you can buy paper cases, or some people like to use greaseproof paper. It's really important that if you do that, it's weighted down by the food that's in the drawer. The element is in the top of the drawer of the air fryer, so because the air blows around the drawer, if that is not weighted down, it could be a fire risk, because it could blow up and blow up in the air in the drawer and touch the element. So that's something really important to remember. The other thing to remember is when your air fryer has finished cooking, so it's finished its cycle, it's really important that you just pull the drawer out, even if you just pull it slightly out, like that, because obviously the residual heat is in the drawer and it could continue cooking, and then your food could burn and that could then cause a fire. The other thing to remember is that the drawers are really hot, so when you want to remove your food to serve it up, just like with a pan, you wouldn't place it directly on your work surface because it will be really hot to touch, and obviously you need to protect your hands. The front part is completely safe, but the drawer at the back will be really, really hot. So that's just some top tips to make sure that you use your air fryer safely and that you keep yourself safe. There are loads of benefits to using an air fryer. Here are just a few of them. Cooking with air fryers can cut up to 70% of calories and fat, since you need little to no added oil. This is associated with a lower risk of heart disease. Air fryers often cook food in half the time it takes ovens, leading to energy savings for the families using them. Air fryers save both time and energy. You can cook something in less time than it takes for a more costly takeaway to arrive. You can use an air fryer in many ways, including grilling, roasting, dehydrating and reheating. Air frying can help preserve more nutrients in foods that might otherwise be lost with traditional frying methods. They are easy to use and maintain, and many feature preset cooking programs for your favourite meals. Most are also non-stick. So top tips for the air fryer, really it's the variety that you can cook within them. We've got loads of brilliant books in the libraries that can give you lots of different recipes. This is a fabulous one, and in fact my favourite recipe is in here, which is sticky ginger and sweet chilli chicken stir fry. So loads and loads of different types of food that you can cook in your air fryer that you might not have thought about. The important thing to remember is that actually the air fryer is just like a mini oven. It's not a microwave, so you can use foil in there, you can use oven-proof dishes in there. In fact, anything that you would put in the oven that would fit into your air fryer then can be used in the air fryer. Some of the recipes that you might see, or you might already use the spray oil, and that's fine to use on your food, but a top tip is not to spray that directly into the drawer, because it can remove the non-stick surface. You'll see now on some food as well, when you buy pre-prepared food, on the instructions on the back, on some of those things now it will actually give you the instructions of how to use the air fryer how to cook that food in the air fryer. When it comes to cleaning your air fryer, it does say that it's actually dishwasher safe. You can put the drawer in the dishwasher, but actually it's better if you wash it by hand in the sink. The outside of the main air fryer itself, just give it a wipe over with a damp cloth. Now we've had lots of information about how to use your air fryer and how to use it safely, let's have a little look at how easy it is to make some potato wedges. So I've prepared some potato wedges, and these are just white potatoes that I've scrubbed clean and I've patted them dry. I've put salt and pepper on these, but you put any herbs or spices on that you might like, and there's actually less than a tablespoon of oil on these as well. Giving them a really good stir so they're well coated, and then we pop them straight into the drawer. There's a griddle pan in the bottom of the drawer, you need to leave that in. Into the drawer, make sure they're spread about. I'm not going to use the preset setting today because my potato wedges are a bit thicker than chips, so it's automatically set to a temperature of 180 and I need it to be 200, so I'm going to increase my temperature to 200, and these should take 20 minutes, so I'm going to increase the time. So we're set to go now at 200 degrees for 20 minutes. These will need a bit of a shake part the way through cooking. So at any time in the cooking process you can remove the drawer and have a look at the food, see how it's doing, just as you would in the oven. For things like chips and potatoes, you do need to give them a bit of a shake to make sure they're nice and crispy. The cooking time is set to 20 minutes, but just like with all food, you can use your judgment as well. So if you open the drawer at the end of cooking and you think they need a little bit longer, you can use a fork to test them. You can just add the extra time on at the end. So we're all set to go now, 20 minutes at 200 degrees. So we just press the start button and off we go. So it's all finished, we'll just open the drawer a little bit to stop that heat staying in there. And there are our fantastic air fryer wedges. Enjoy cooking with your air fryer at home.